Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell into play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lions try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lions try to hide away from the scars we made.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another global sim racing truck series event from the simulated Milwaukee Mile. We're going 1 mile each lap, 175 of those laps. We'll be done with this weather condition right here, 73 degrees Fahrenheit, 89% humidity, very, very, very hot Milwaukee day, or muggy day, I should say. Cloudy and 10-mile-an-hour winds. It's short track-ish style racing. No problem there, so the wind will not be a factor here this evening. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, and on my right-hand side, co-partner tonight, and pressing the buttons, Mr. Dustin Loxton, aka Ballistic. What's up for this fine Sunday evening, sir?
Looking to get some racing going. We've seen kind of the plethora of variety when it comes to tracks these last 4 weeks. I mean, we've had Daytona, we've had Richmond, we've had Watkins Glen, and now Milwaukee Mile. So it's been kind of crazy. And this track it's a driver's track. We've got drivers are still rolling in, but lower numbers than what we're typically used to having. But like I said, it's a driver's track. This is not one that drivers typically choose to go to unless they really enjoy running it. And this track here is ridiculously tough on the tires. This thing will chew them up and spit them out like crazy. So flat track racing, Jeremy, it's tough, especially in any type of stock car racing.
Yeah, driver's track for sure. And it's not a favorite amongst a lot of people. It's a very flat track. There's not much character to it. I mean, the corners, they're not symmetrical as you go through it. The white line on the bottom just kind of, it's a little zigzag pattern all the way through. And so there's a little bit of a diamonding effect to try to overcome that. You can jump on the the curbs a little bit to kind of shortcut the corner, kind of like a New Hampshire style. But at the end of the day, it's not super bumpy. There's just one fast lane, which is on the bottom, generically speaking. And so it's not a big favorite. So you're not going to see a huge amount of trucks. We currently have 14, it looks like, in this session right now. For the Chew and Tires 175 that you came up with, Dustin, this track, you're going to run a lot of camber to get the truck to rotate, and it's going to chew them tires right up. So you want to hug the bottom. You want to go as slow as you can in the corners. When I say that, don't run the top. You run the bottom. That's the slowest route, but the fastest route. So you're going to see maybe some upper tagging here tonight, Dustin.
I think that you probably will, especially if driver setups are really close in comparison, or if we get a late race caution, everybody comes out on fresh tires. I could definitely see that. I think some of the biggest struggles tonight are going to be a combination of tight and loose. Depending on how the setups are, I mean, you'll see drivers, it'll push out, especially if it's too wide racing. That turn 2 and turn 4 wall is going to come at you fast as hell. At the same note, though, you try to stick that truck on that inside lane like that, if you force it down there, if you're not correct on your throttle points or anything else, this thing will snap around on you. You seen while Jeremy was talking, JJ McCoy snapped it around out of turn 2 there right in front of everybody. That's something that we could expect to see, Jeremy. It's going to be very situational, but you're definitely going to see tight trucks. You're going to see loose trucks.
I've seen quite a few trucks getting loose off of turn 2 and turn 4. It's so flat, right? Trying to get everything you can out of the truck, and if you go plowing tight, you're going to want to hate life and just park the thing. If you're loose, you're going to be sweating bullets trying to keep this thing going straight on the straightaway exits. It's just going to be, for us watching the event, it's not going to be so much. We're just going to watch some things happen, and it's going to be a fun time. But when you're in the truck, and you're in a vehicle racing around Milwaukee Mile like a stock car, like the trucks tonight, it's not casual. It's not casual driving. There's you get a lot of mental awareness that's going to be happening. Try not to get over your head into these corners. And turn 1, 2, if you're not driving Milwaukee, that pit wall can sneak up, and I've seen multiple drivers hit that thing. You go into the corner, you can't really see the inside corner of the wall that's curved in until you're actually at the corner. And so if you try to really get into there early, sometimes you bounce off of it, and it could cause some wrecks.
Oh, absolutely. If you're not paying attention, it can definitely jump out and bite you. Something else, too, that you're going to see drivers doing is we're watching some of the drivers. We're watching on board with Clayton White right now. We're going to see what you're talking about. That pit wall just kind of juts out there. But that grip patch right there that you see Clayton White hitting, that is going to be the money line through the corners. Every driver is going to want to get that. That's where the tires are going to get the most grip. That's going to be where passes are made there. If you're stuck on the outside lane, the biggest move is how fast you can get back down to the inside because you will be trained here at Milwaukee Mile like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially on the restarts and whatnot, if there's any to be found. They're going to go single file early as they can, and so if you try to jump out of line or have one little mistake, you might lose quite a few spots for sure. Minute and a half left in this practice session. I'm going to go over the point standings real quick here. After last week's race at the Watkins Glen, Chad McGinley P1, Joshua Slade second. 31 points separate those two, but so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, Dustin. We know that playoffs begin after this week. So it doesn't really matter, per se, what the front's doing, but just kind of give an idea of how people are running for those who might be tuning in for the first time. Yeah, Chad McGinley, Joshua Slade, Bobby Mantle, EJ Luna, Stephen Knight. That's your top 5. The bubble drivers, I do believe, are 12th place. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. So right now, Clayton White holds 12th, 334 back. And then right behind him is Justin LeBlanc, 4 points behind him at 338 back. Then Ron Harrington, another 13 points. Abram Ghost in 15th, he's 15th in place, and points, 4 points back. So it's really tight. I see a lot of single and low double-digit differences. So there's only 13 positions tonight, but it still could be someone that's not making the race, that's in the top 12, that could get kicked out. So we'll have to see what that bubble looks like, and we'll keep you up to date as this race progresses.
And I don't have the points in front of me, Jeremy. You're the stat guy on that one. There is the number 26 in the point standings.
Number 26. Let's take a quick look here while we got the time as we're jumping into qualifying, but we went live just a little bit early for you guys. So we're going to see to 26.
Mr. DiMatteo.
That is absolutely correct. Going through the list right now. These names are so buttoned up. He's 11th place, actually. 11th place, 328 back. So even if it goes to 16th place, which is Austin McGill, 381. So he would be safe if it goes to 16, but I think it's 12, which would kick him outside of the top 12. So
well, and he is not in attendance tonight. You mentioned the Watkins Glen race, and we had all kinds of sparks a flying at the Watkins Glen race. So I was kind of curious on what was going to happen with that one there, but that has championship playoff implications on that one. So it's definitely something to watch because currently he is sitting 11th in points after everything that took place last week. So we'll have to see how things shake out after tonight. But Jeremy, we're qualifying, so we're going to get our faces off the screen here, and we're going to get down to the qualifying action.
all right, let's get to it here. Fastest person in practice. Chad McGinley, of course, in the 65. He took last week off. He did not need the road course. He did a lot of it for Road to Pro and this and that. So we're gonna kick it live with the 65.
He was actually joining us on the broadcast. He was just sitting back watching and enjoying the show, Jeremy.
Yeah, he joined in. He chimed in a little bit about mid-race, and so that was kind of cool to see drivers that are not in attendance jumping on the YouTube stream and talking with us, talking with the drivers, saying, things driver related. It's kind of cool aspect there. Michael Hayes, speaking which, good luck, Lone Star, cheering on the orange spoilers here tonight. And here we go, lap number 1, right to the bottom as usual.
Yeah, and like I said, that's going to be that grip patch. You see he kind of does a little bit of a diamond arc there. He takes his right tires to the top of that patch there and then kind of sucks it back down straight to the wall, and he's going to rinse and repeat going into 3 and 4 here. Like you said, the corners here not symmetrical. You can see that white line kind of going all over the place. It's straight curve. But it's looking to be possibly a good lap here for the 65 crew. Michelle Rittenberry on the Facebook site says, hey guys, how's it going, Michelle? Glad you can join us as usual. Hope you enjoy the show tonight because it's going to be some crazy flat track racing for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who's got this thing buttoned up, who's going to be plowing tight, and who can't hold on to anything 25 laps into a green flag run. McGinley off corner exit. And that corner looked pretty shallow, but it's almost a little deceiving there when you get off turn 4 exit, because if you push it just a little wide, you're most likely hitting the wall. But when you hit it fine, you really just, it looks like on camera that you're just going really slow on exit, but that's actually the preferred way off of turn 4.
It really is. It really is. And right now, McGinley, the only driver in the 29-second bracket at a 29.92. Stephen Hayes currently resides P2 just outside of the 29-second bracket at a 30.08. So fast times, close times, Jeremy. I mean, if you sit here and look at your 2nd through 6th place, they're only separated by a tenth of a second. 0.8, 0.13, 0.15, 0.16, and 0.18. So very tight times. Panic 24E on the YouTube side says, good luck, Lone Star boys, if I could talk. So Lone Star fans out there in attendance tonight, Jeremy.
I like it. I like it. So, especially the orange spoilers, I know they're liking it. They got 2 cheerleaders in there before the drop of the green flag here this evening. We got just over 1 minute left in this qualifying session. Here's the 12. Joshua Slade on board his roof or hood camera.
He going way wide. Yeah.
This is how you're going to start lap 2. He warmed up the tires the first lap, threw it away. Going to go really wide, get maximum straightaway speed. Just don't overshoot the entrance into 1. Just like that.
Just like that. Yep.
He did the thing.
He did the thing, Jeremy. You told him not to, and he did it anyway. Little bobble coming out of 2. This lap is thrown. That's bad. I mean, he had an excellent start. So what drivers do, like Jeremy was saying, was they go wide in 3 and then they arc it straight down to that white line coming out of 4, and it maximizes the speed. Pretty much they keep the wheel as straight as possible, but it was just a little bit more speed than what Joshua Slade was anticipating going into turn 1, and that just kind of offset everything.
Yeah, not only did he throw away the first lap, he threw it away entirely. He somehow got a 0x and did not get scored anything on that opening lap. So that second lap will be the only counted one, which it puts him P8 for the number 12, a little bit further back than what we're typically known to seeing Slade to be in. But we always know he's going to be at the front toward the end of these things. Qualifying times are official. Race session loaded up. Chad McGinley, only person to crack the 29-second bracket. One of 4 drivers rather, to do it in practice, and the only one in qualifying. So, that being said, Dustin's got his drone out there. It doesn't matter if the drone is low batteries, Dustin, because there's only 13 trucks to cycle through, maybe 14.
That's true. That's true.
We're going to wait just a moment. There's a lot of gaps still chilling right in mid-pack, so even if you did a flyby, there's only 6 trucks on camera that you might see. Oh, here they go. It's starting to tick in a little bit. I think this might be enough. All right, here we go. Chewing tires, 175. Starting lineup, Chad McGinley, P1. Stephen Hayes to the outside in second place. Row number 2, Stephen Knight in the 79. Fourth place, Bobby Mantle. Row number 3, you're going to find Austin McGill in 5th. Brody Marinko in 6th. Row number 4, JJ McCoy and Joshua Slade. Row number 5, Clayton White in 9th place. John Howard in 10th. Row 6, Danny White in 11th. Justin LeBlanc in 12th. In 7th and last row, Ron Harrington in the 57. Abram Ghosted, the only truck to not post a qualifying time, will start dead last in 14th. Dustin, bad news, we don't have many drivers. Good news, almost everyone's guaranteed a top 10. It's the battle of the last 4 trucks to see who can squeak into that 10th place to get the column stats. They don't count top 15s rather, but they count top 10s, and that's what these drivers want tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this could potentially be a fantastic points night for some of these drivers, especially if they're on the outside looking in. The low truck count, as long as you can keep your truck clean, ensures you a decent points night. Like you said, if you could at least beat out 3 other trucks, you're guaranteed a top 10. And if you can continue going past that, you're guaranteed even higher. So, the point implications for tonight are on a grand scale. And what better way to do it than the final race of the regular season? So, Jeremy, 175 laps. We'll have to see exactly how this all plays out.
It's going to be a fun adventure here. We'll try to keep you as entertained as possible. 14 trucks. I know the count's low, but I still appreciate 12 of you currently live right now on the YouTube side. 13 probably on Dustin's end. There it is. Now it's 14 as I spoke. But there we go. 65 Chad McGinley going to jump out to a 1.5 truck length advantage over Stephen Knight, his teammate, on the 79. Hayes with Lone Star are going to try to rotate the center. Cannot do it on exit. Able to maintain his position with Stephen Knight as they go side by side in a turn 3. Austin McGill, or Bobby Mantle rather, looking to kind of sneak through with Austin McGill in the 99. Remember, Austin had a really good run at Watkins Glen. Let's see if he can carry that momentum here tonight.
Yeah, and him and Bobby Mantle picking up right where they left off prior to McGill getting taken out of last week's race. So those two putting on a good show. And Bobby Mantle mentioned last week, too, that he was kind of upset that everything happened the way that it did, because he was actually looking forward to battling Austin McGill, because those two, I mean, they were in a zip code of their own. So glad to see that they're picking up right where they left off last week. But right now, Chad McGinley, Jeremy, just starting to walk away from this field as we now start to see that single file racing that is synonymous with flat track racing. Passes are going to be few and far between, and they got to be well timed, Jeremy.
Michelle Rittenberry, you're joining us on a Sunday evening. Welcome aboard. Moved over my signal. It is horrible today. Well, that's no good to hear. Hopefully that clears up momentarily for you. But yeah, we're single filing it here. 3 laps in. Chad McGinley out to almost an entire second lead over the one of the orange spoilers here in the field, one of 3 from Lone Star. He's going to be second place, focusing on the 54 right now. Brody Marinko, P7. Mid-pack exactly. Ooh, Slade loose, sliding it. He loves a loose truck, but hey, this is the chewing tires 175, and Dustin, he's going to do that real early.
Yeah, if he keeps driving the truck like that, or if that truck is showing handling problems this early, I mean, we're 4 laps in at this point in time. I mean, those tire temps and pressures should be up to optimal, if not near optimal conditions. So if his truck is handling like that, he will chew through these Goodyear Eagles quicker than snot. That's for sure. I would expect some pit road changes to some of these drivers on their first green flag pit stop or yellow flag pit stop, because it could be under a boomer button box caution period as well, Jeremy.
Yeah, 100% here. Getting a little racy mid-pack. Brody on the inside of the 89, Bobby Mantle. He's fighting him and JJ McCoy right in front. Yellow spoilers surrounding the 54 as he's trying to move into the top half of the field. At the tail, cannot hold the speed on corner exit. You can make some runs decently on the outside. You just don't want to do that too often at Milwaukee. It's just not a long run thing to do as they go back single file here. He tried to go a little bit to the outside of the 89 that time. No room to be had. Drives into turn number 1 and 2 here. Looks like it's a little bit lower line. Going to utilize a little bit of that yellow curbing. I'd be loose term to call it curbing because it doesn't actually kick up. It's just like a little zone. You can run on it. Does not really upset the truck too much as far as bumpiness or raised elevation. It's just there to warn you, hey, this is the last spot of the asphalt before you touch the grass.
Yeah, and I see behind him, Clayton White is electing not to run the same line that Brody is running right now. Marinko choosing to run, like you said, way low there, but you see Clayton White's running about a half a truck width higher than that, so those right tires on the outside of that inner groove there. So, but again, a lot of these drivers, though, if you sit here and look, Jeremy, these drivers do not leave that groove at all. If they leave that groove, it's either because their truck is tight and it's going up the track, plowing up the track, their truck is loose and they have to chase it up the track, or they might have had a little bit of help from somebody's bumper behind them to move them out of that groove. Otherwise, these drivers are going to stay pretty much glued to that inner lane there.
I'm actually kind of surprised to see these trucks almost 10 laps in, a lot of them still nose to tail. Unless you're named Stephen Hayes or Chad McGinley, you're in this battle right here. There's Stephen Hayes in 13. He's got his own second gap between himself and third place, but everybody else on back within 1 truck length here. So I'm glad to see we're going to see some decently run bumper to bumper action here for the Chewing Tires 175.
Oh,
And,
for sure. I mean, it's, if you look at it, McGinley he's in his own state. He's 2 states away. Stephen Hayes is a state away, and then you got all these drivers are driving down the I-95 in the same state. So it's bumper to bumper traffic right now, Jeremy.
I don't know if you're throwing a northern reference or a southern reference. That highway goes all the way from the top to the bottom on the East Coast, and it runs right next to my house. So I'll take the southern reference of being in
It was a southern reference, my guy. I've thrown northern references out before, so I figured I'd throw a southern reference out.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Yeah, I'm like 3 minutes away from the on-ramp to 95, so here on the Space Coast in Florida, where the rockets go up, that's where I love to be. And what do you think early predictions are? We know obviously the top or the first 12 laps, the 65 and 13, they got something, but everybody else looks like they're nose to tail. So do we see these yellow spoilers kind of advance their spots like they have with their teammate in the 65? Or do we see a surprise person maybe in 10th kind of move up and save the tires for the long run?
Yeah, right now it's 65, Chad McGinley. I mean, he's gone. He's on fire. I mean, unless it's a bad pit call or an incident with lap traffic, which we still got a ways before we get to lap traffic to cycle around this 1 mile track. But I've been watching this group right here. I mean, we know Stephen Hayes has got a piece under him as well. But, I mean, everybody has pretty much stayed relatively where they started. Our highest gainer right now is that gentleman on your screen, the 22, JJ McCoy. He's up 2 spots from his starting spot. Everybody, it's a 1 to 2 spot gain or a 1 to 2 spot loss. But as it sits, Jeremy, I'm surprised at Stephen Knight. You know, it's good to see him up there running. Austin McGill's got a really strong piece as well. He's the only thing that's kind of split in this Grim Reaper Motorsports pack here, so to speak. But I mean, with the way that they've been running, their average lap times were good. I could see these Grim Reaper Motorsports drivers moving up, but I also don't want to count out. We know Clayton White for Team Whatchamacallit. He is usually a late race driver. He usually comes in later in the run. We know that Joshua Slade's the same way as well. So those two drivers are slotted back in 8th and 9th, just inside the top 10. But I give it about another 20 laps, Jeremy, and I wouldn't be surprised to see one of those two names, if not both of them, up near the top 5, if not cracking the top 5.
I don't know if this has been talked about, but Team Whatchamacallit, they should stick the candy bar on their rear spoiler. The whole candy bar.
100%. 100%.
Just slap the word team on the gold wrapper. It has the little nerdy half-tone comic book style effect to the candy bar wrapper itself. So it fits our theme. As you see a pass going with the 54 and 14. This is going to continue their positions on track. Clayton was trying to do something, still trying to do something. Brody being very generous, give him the bottom. But then he's going to cut him off on corner center. Gets to exit. And teammates actually getting a little racy. McCoy and Stephen Knight a little bit further ahead.
Whoa!
Look at McCoy's line of entry deep on the outside. He's going to momentarily give up the 89
Look at that
spot,
run, though.
Yeah, huge run.
Unbelievable.
And it almost worked.
Oh, no, he's got the crossover. He's putting the nose there.
Crossover.
Yep, he's going to go for it. That was... I have not seen a move like that at Milwaukee. It is so tough. It is so hard to explain how tough it is to make that line stick. I mean, he went in so deep and drifted it up so high and was able to maintain the run enough to come off the corner to perform a crossover move to gain that spot to move him up into P4. That was a hell of a move there, Jeremy.
Very strong and aggressive move early on. I loved it. That was great to do that. And here's the thing: when you do that, right, you go deep on the outside of turn 1, you're going to use a lot more tire wear. So if he does not make that stick, then he just used up about 2 laps of tire wear to make that move for nothing. So the fact that he was able to make it happen, it paid off. And we're going to kick it over to the replay here. Somehow it got a lot more sunnier on this replay. Not sure how that works, but
Yeah, not sure how that works at all.
But there's the pass. Actually,
Man.
this is
What is...
Yeah.
No, that is...
This is not. I'm about to say we're under complete shade.
Yeah, how is... Okay. Well,
Well-
thanks, SDK. I was going to go back to try to show that, but yeah, no, it said, hell with you. That ain't happening. Let's see what this one is.
We got some time. Let's figure this out. Here we go. Back it up just a touch.
Yep. So we're
About
gonna
a half a lap.
back that up because that was the crossover move. There we go. So here we go. We are gonna fly in on this one here. So he's gonna go in. He's gonna full send it all the way around. He's up into almost the 3rd groove there. Hangs the 2nd groove. Just touches the 1st. Comes off the corner. And right here, perfectly timed. Only about a foot distance in between them. Perfectly timed crossover move. Nose on the inside. Bull sends it all the way. He's got the preferred line going into the corner. All he has to do is stick it, which he does. That was a hell of a power move.
Yeah, props to JJ McCoy for making that happen. Michael Hayes on the YouTube side saying, Danny White, the gas pedal is on the right. Some TV time, why don't we? 64 there.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We're known for that. They call out drivers. We love throwing the drivers on the screen. So
We're gonna watch him go around here. John Howard right behind him. It looks like he has found the gas pedal, Michael. I don't know if he's pressing it all the way down. But see, look at that really low corner exit. He's not finding the gas pedal entirely. In fact, he doesn't find it enough that John Howard's going to make that pass to kick him outside the top 10.
yeah, it's like you said, just not on the throttle. I don't know if it's he can't get back into the throttle quick enough there at the apex of the corner, in between the turns. And like you said, he was very shallow coming out. Looks like he's a little loose there, Jeremy. It looked like there was a little bit of a bobble. That could explain why he's a little shallow coming out. He might be a little on the cautious side, which I can't blame him because these walls are a royal pain in the butt. They really are. So, I can understand that, but we'll watch him coming through here. See how he does. A little bit better on that one there. He actually came out on that one, so he might just be trying to be getting his groove there, Michael. Just might be trying to get into the groove. We still got plenty of laps. We're 175 laps total distance, working lap 25 right now. We still got a $150 to go, so there's plenty of laps.
We'll chime in with them. We've got 14 drivers to look over. It's not going to be too difficult to cycle through the entire field. We actually, a little bit toward the halfway mark, we might do the Nerd TV Top 14 recap. Might have to rename it for tonight.
There you go.
Might as well.
Might as well.
And I want to give a shout out especially to Martin Sports. I know we don't talk about them much on Sunday, but they are what makes this product happen for you guys each and every Sunday. So there you go. Prop up the Martin Sports button there on the bottom left to center of your screen. Really good materials. Makes you look stylish. You feel comfortable wearing them. Sim gloves, top notch. The jerseys, they feel really good. I'm wearing it now. You're wearing yours right now. So we can personally say something about it, not just read it off a script. And then you got lots of options to choose from, too. And the guy who runs it, super cool, Scott Martin. Shout out to you if you do happen to chime into here. But if you're looking to kind of up your game a little bit as far as the Sim World community goes with the Sim gloves or some jerseys for your team that you need to be ordered in bulk, head yourself over to martinsports.gg. And we got that promotion code Super Nerd. It's going to save you 25%. That is huge. 25% off. One of the best discounts you can find on the web, period. And you can do it now. You got plenty of time before now the end of the race. It's martinsports.gg.
Yeah, fantastic products out of the Martin Sports camp over there. They've had some pretty big contracts and everything, so they just got done doing the jerseys for the Detroit Red Wings alumni Uper game up there. So I know Scott Martin is super excited about that because he's a Red Wings fan, so he gets to kind of geek out over some of the players that he got to watch while he was growing up and everything. So great stuff out of there, Jeremy. But we were talking about, drivers on the move. Austin McGill has completely left the Grim Reaper Motorsports drivers of McCoy, Mantle, and Knight, and he is chasing down Stephen Hayes as he gets a little loose coming out of turn 2 right there, but he's coming, Jeremy. So he's setting sail right now, and I said give it about 20 laps from when we first mentioned it, and some of these drivers were going to go there. I mentioned McGill, I mentioned White and Slade. White still back there in 8th, and Slade's still back there in 9th. They haven't moved up at all, so I am not 100% sure. I usually do my homework, and I completely dropped the ball on this one and did not do my homework. But I don't know what the actual fuel window is going to be.
You know what, Dustin? Let the trucks do the homework for you. When they come to compare, then you could say that's your window.
78 laps. Clayton White did the homework for me. Thank you, Clayton. I thought I remembered that being somewhere. So roughly about 78 laps. I'm going to call it 75, Jeremy, just to give it a little bit of a buffer. So about 75 laps on a tank of fuel, but these drivers are going to be screaming for tires way before then, because that's why it's called the Chewin' Tires 175. This track is a very old abrasive surface, and these tires don't like that, and they will let you know for sure.
That would be impressive if someone could save, 12 laps on each run and make it to the end on one stop. That would be fantastic, but I don't see that happening. The tires will not agree with that call. And I'd be curious to see if someone takes a third pit stop, comes down even sooner to try to take a second set of tires. So it'd be kind of fun to watch, or a third rather. Maybe the ones about their 6th, 7th, 8th place that can give up a little bit of distance to try to roll the dice. They could try it as we're looking on board. The back of the hood roof camera rather of the 13, Stephen Hayes. Austin McGill, you mentioned it. He's charging his way up a little bit further on 13 within 0.3 of a second. Chad McGinley 3.5 up, so don't worry about him. But it's getting pretty fun for second place.
Oh, it is. This is definitely going to be one of the battles we're going to watch as Stephen Hayes drifts way up there. That's going to allow the 99 and McGill to close in. And Jeremy, I got to shout out to the drivers that do this. It's the little touches and the little thanks that they get, because they know that we use these camera angles. So I love it. On Austin McGill here, you can see the Nerd TV there for the roof cam. I believe that most, if not all, of Team Whatchamacallit does that, and I know a couple other drivers do as well. So I got to give props to drivers that do that. That goes to show that they go back and watch the productions, Jeremy, and they know what camera angles the producer likes to use. But as we're watching the 13 of Stephen Hayes, Jeremy, he is loose. He is yawing it out on that right rear going in, and right there, loose again, and that's just allowing the 99 of McGill to close in, Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, kind of makes me wonder why I'm not putting those logos in front of the hood camera like that, but I keep calling it hood, the roof camera.
Roof.
That is, but here we go. I don't know, I keep mixing it up. That's just, there's 2 O's in both words. They're 4-letter words. It's just, there's the pass, 99 over the 13, P2 for Austin McGill.
Still chasing that guy, though. He's gone.
Yeah, this is the run that Austin needs without the 26 having an interference part of the race. But look at this huge gap. You see it there on the iRacing iFlag track map on your upper left-hand side of your screen. At the line now, McGill just now exiting turn 4. Just a big gap there between everybody else, and it's kind of spaced out. 37 laps in, you're starting to see that mid to long run set in here with these drivers. Minus these 2 are still nose to tail hashing it out through 1 and 2 here.
Oh, they've been hashing it out for a few laps now. Teammates, it doesn't matter. They're going all 4, but we have like a few different packs. So you have a few lone ones. There's Clayton White and Brody Marinko. Those guys have been duking it out a little bit. You have Slade kind of on his own a little bit, but he's got John Howard kind of closing in on him. So there's a little two truck pack. Danny White is out there by himself. Justin LeBlanc and Abram Ghostin is out there by himself. Ron Harrington is out there by himself as far as position, but he's got trucks around him as he just got lapped. He's the first truck 1 lap down right now. So it's really weird, Jeremy. It's like these little packs of trucks in action that, we're catching. And even though there's minimal trucks, though, the racing in these little packs is some of the hardest racing that I've seen all season.
Yeah, pretty good, solid race right now between these 2 especially. Highlight of the part of the race right now. We're approaching 40 laps. I think this is a great time to take our first picture-in-picture commercial break. We'll be back here in about 5 laps or so. And welcome back. If you guys stepped away like we did here, back to full screen on lap 49 coming to lap 50. I've scheduled 175 here for the chewing tires, 175. And since Clayton White was quick to let us know that we were going to 75 laps on a tank of fuel, we're 25 laps away from that mark. And still waiting to see if anyone's going to kind of shortcut their way into the top 5 after it cycles through. Abram Ghostin, Ron Harrington, that's the 25 and 57, the only 2 trucks 1 lap down. And there they are, both on your screen. Cycled through the 25 into the 57. There's the 25 once more. Just really difficult to do this long run here. Justin LeBlanc, he's about 10 seconds back or in front of the race leader. So he's close to being lapped as well. And this is typical Milwaukee here, Dustin.
It is. It really is. And I have to laugh. Michael Hayes says, looks like Bobby's getting frustrated. Ha, ha, ha. Talking about Bobby Mantle because he's been racing his Grim Reaper Motorsport teammate, J.J. McCoy, literally for the last, Jeremy, 35 straight laps. And just cannot get by him. He'll get close, but just can't do it. It's that saying we always say. Catching somebody is one thing. Passing them is something else. But right now, McCoy and Mantle have caught Stephen Hayes. Stephen Hayes has fallen off late in this run, and he's at risk right now of getting bumped for the first time since the drop of the green flag outside of the top 3, as he's got J.J. McCoy and Bobby Mantle coming up on him. But yeah, very typical Milwaukee racing, Jeremy. I mean, things get spread out. It's all about the long run. I don't know if shortcutting it is actually going to do it. I don't think it is. It'll give you those fresh tires, but I think it's going to bite you in the end when those drivers only have to make, 2 stops rather than your 3 for short pitting. So, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. He's still in a great spot. I think if he can kind of manage his drive in just a touch, he might be okay to hold the top 3. That would kind of be a bummer to run second, third place all the way up until the last 5 laps of the fuel run, and then you fall out of it. Like, I'm sure there's a couple things. Oh, he gets a little loose there. There's a couple things you can do behind the truck driving it without changing the adjustments, right? So when they find pit road, they're going to make those adjustments for sure. But you can adjust brake bias that helps you rotate or, not rotate, depending on how you're feeling. And then you can drive it a little harder, a little softer. You can use the throttle to rotate or just let it roll through the corner. You can utilize the curbing to help you rotate. You can diamond off things a little bit if you're running a little tight. There's so many things you can do without coming down pit road to make those adjustments. And I think 13 of Mr. Hayes can do that if he wants to hold on to his top 3 spot. But he's still starting to fall back a little bit further and further. His 22's right on his tail.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing, Jeremy, is the 22 is feeling the same thing that Stephen Hayes is. That's why they've kind of stalemated. They've been close, but no battling's gone on. The 22 is getting loose on corner exit as well. And Bobby Mantle's gotten so close, but anytime he catches the 22 of McCoy, it's always at the worst possible time where there's no room to put the nose on the inside. And then by the time he gets back in the throttle, McCoy's already been back in the throttle. So it's just back and forth, man. It's like the world's worst game of tennis right now is, oh my goodness, both the 22 of McCoy and the 89 of Mantle both got loose out of turn 4 there and had to collect it up.
Yeah, that's tire right there. They're trying to pass real quick, and then they get on the throttle a touch bit more, and then all of a sudden they're loose. And that's going to upset the tires for a few laps. You saw the 89 get a little slideways at the very exit of turn 2. He's going to rotate up the track just a little bit here on board the roof camera. I said it right the first time, Dustin, on the back end. Look at me go. And, we've seen this once before. Is McCoy trying to attack the 13 on the next corner entrance?
Yeah, he drifted it high. We've seen him pull that move before, and he got a really good run, but I didn't really see him close in down the straightaway. But he being McCoy is getting into the corner a lot better than Hayes, but right now, I mean, it looks like McCoy is trying everything he can. He's pulling away from Bobby Mantle. You can see that further behind. So he's trying to close in on him. But again, closing in is one thing. I don't think Stephen Hayes is going to give up that low line like there. So McCoy's going to have to, he's going to have to work him out of that low side. But he has to catch him first, and getting loose out of turn 2 like that is not going to help his case at all.
No, it's not there. He's trying, though. It's toward the last 15 laps on that field run. So, you're not going to lose too much time if you're just trying to explore some things with your destroyed tires at this point. And yeah, we're going to see pit stops happen probably real quick for the trucks mid-pack, but this is still your best action on the track right now. Dustin has released the drone off of Stephen Hayes.
I released the Kraken!
He's released it as he flies through Milwaukee here. This is a track that you could actually do this at. They do this in rallycross racing in real life. I think this is a track because they go so slow in the corners. It's not a quick, sharp corner. I think this is a track that could really utilize a full track drone. That would spice up a broadcast in Milwaukee.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, NASCAR, if you're looking for a drone pilot, I'm your guy right here. Get a hold of me. I love the drone. I don't know, it took a while for people really to start liking it, but we've gotten so much feedback on the drone work that we do over here at Nerd TV. Oh, man, McCoy wicked loose there. Caught that on the drone action there, and that's going to open up the pass. That's what Bobby Mantle was waiting for. They're side by side, but can Mantle complete that pass? Still side by side coming out of the corner. I don't know, Jeremy. This is going to be a drag race going down that backstretch right now. McCoy's got that little bit of an edge there, and he cleared him. Man, that was a good fight back there by McCoy.
Some excitement around Milwaukee here, as McCoy is not going to make that mistake again. At least he's telling himself that. When you make mistakes, they're not intentional, but there's a truck really deep on the infield behind them. Not sure what that corner approach is. He went super low on the front stretch all the way down the infield wall. So it looks like there might be a couple of things on the track here that are spicing up late in the going on this first field run.
Yeah, and that could have been a lap down truck too, Jeremy, that was further back from these guys here, just kind of giving way. Because I think might have been...
Ron Harrington's on pit road, sorry.
Oh, we got a truck spun though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, who was that? There was a truck.
Oh,
yep.
no, there's a caution.
There's a caution.
Man.
Who was that?
Caution was Slade.
Was it Slade?
Number 12.
I seen like yellow or green. It flashed by so fast. Oh, and he almost loses it again as we get ready to go to the Nerd TV replay.
Just gonna get loose and we getting slippery with these chewed up tires. Now they're toast.
Oh,
and if you
yeah.
could flat spot on iRacing, you would be flat spotted because there's not much tread left on those Goodyears right now. Gonna just boop the snoot.
Yep, just a little smoochy smooch there. That's all it was, just a little smoochy smooch. That could have been a whole lot worse though. Like it really could have been. He slowed that thing way down.
It could have been worse, like Josh Berry in the Cup Series upside down slamming the infield wall. But that thing is just loosey-goosey all the way through. And boop.
Smooch.
That's all it is. It's going to bring up the first caution on lap 61.
Oh, okay. So he smooched it with the front and the back too. So he's a lover, not a fighter. All right, I get that. He shares the love.
And then McGill, back-to-back weeks, has to question reality for a moment. As that plays out in front of him. You see pit road on fire with everybody for the first time tonight. Almost got to the green flag stop, Dustin. Now they're guaranteed not to make the end of the second field run to the end because they shortcutted this enough. So it will be a two-stopper still. I was hoping to see a one-stop challenger, but
not gonna happen tonight. Nope. I gotta shout out Michael Hayes too because he says, "Bobby, go!" And then when he's seeing that Bobby Mantle couldn't complete the pass, he goes, "Gosh darn it, Bobby!" All I can think of is Hank Hill. God dang it, Bobby. That's all I can think of.
I was gonna go with the same reference. Absolutely, it's too easy.
It's way too easy. You know what though, Mike? He gave it. I mean, he gave it everything he could. At that point in time, they only had about 7, 8 laps left on the tank of fuel, and those tires were screaming at them. Probably about 15, 20 laps prior to that. So they were putting on a hell of a show on 70-lap old tires. That's for sure.
Michael Hayes asking a very important question. Do cautions breed cautions? Well, if there's only one caution, what do you breed with? So, that's my question.
Does it reproduce asexually? Is that what we're getting at? To answer your question, Mike, I'm gonna say yes, probably. Everybody's kind of closed back up. I can see, especially now that we've had 75 laps under our belts, I can see people potentially getting impatient, trying to move forward because they want to get their truck further forward, before the long run sets in. So I have a feeling that, yeah, it probably will.
And then Panic 24E just saying rip. That's my very casual term I like to say.
Rest in
Ripperoni
pepperoni.
and cheese. That's it. I worked at Pizza Hut for 8 years. You definitely rest in pepperonis, and you pray to cheese this crust.
Cheese this crust.
Cheese this crust.
Oh, cheese this crust. Okay.
That's who I praised at Pizza Hut there.
All right. But Jeremy, I see 4 yellow spoilers lined up, tail to nose, tail to nose, tail to nose. They're nuts to butts right now on the inside row. But then on the outside row, I see 3 green spoilers behind that Lone Star driver there, Stephen Hayes. So this this could get interesting.
You said nuts to butts. If the guys that drive trucks in real life hang nuts off their ball hitch, does the front of the truck mean that's the butt?
Absolutely.
All right. I just wanted to clarify that here.
Absolutely. Jeremy, it could be whatever you want to call it. I don't care.
There it is. There's a restart. Let's see if the cautions do breed cautions.
Wow, McGill.
Number 1.
Did you see that cut from the 99 to McGill after he crossed the line? I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that there was much room there, but man, he squeezed it in there for sure.
He wanted it. He made sure he got to the bottom in a hurry. He found the gap just enough space to make it happen, looking like Justin Haley taking over the lead late in the going of last night's Cup Series race. And door check 1389. Trying to create some little chaos here. Austin now stuck behind a 2-wide situation.
Yeah, it's stuck behind a 2-wide situation, nowhere to go. The only thing saving him is he has a teammate behind him, so he knows he has a little bit of breathing room there while these two try to figure out what's going on, because 3 wide is not going to work here, Jeremy. I mean, if you're going 3 wide to dodge a wreck, that's one thing, but doing it to try to make a pass, it's always going to end in catastrophe. But they get it all cycled out as Bobby Mantle gets loose there coming out of turn 4, but he does slide himself into the P3 slot. Right now, Austin McGill nose to the inside of Stephen Hayes, battle for P4. He will complete that pass before exiting turn 2.
And single file. Oh, whoa. Danny White. Did he save it?
He saved it. He saved
it. Man, caught at the very bottom of the screen there. I thought, no, if it was going to destroy the inside wall. But in our TV replay, Dustin, you got it.
Yeah, he goes in, and this is what we were talking about. It was almost like he was a little loose there, and as he got back on the throttle, she just started kicking sideways there. And he was able to throttle down and get control of it and get back into it. So good wheelmanship there by the driver of the 64 to keep that thing going. But that's what we were kind of talking about, Jeremy. You know, when they were, giving him a hard time about the throttles, the pedal on the right, that could be why he's not getting the throttle and his corner exit is so shallow. That truck is loose.
Dustin, for the first time in 3.5 years, we've been called naughty up here in the booth by Michael Hayes.
What?
We thought we were watching a family show on a Sunday evening. And
Oh.
nuts and butts up here, so
I'm
naughty right now.
Hey, I'm just talking about nuts, like, nuts and bolts. And I'm just talking about, like button as far as bump drafting, man. That's what we do with the bumpers. I don't know what you were talking about. Man, get your head out of the gutter. No. You know what? Jeremy, we have called and produced over 300 shows, and that is the first time anybody has called us naughty. You know what? I will take that title with pride. That one I will take.
All right. You heard it first live. Dustin's going to accept that prize from Michael here. And kids talk about butts all the time, so I think that's fair. Nuts, though, I don't know. Yeah, I'll go with you, nuts and bolts. That's mechanics 101. Without those, you don't have anything.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Second, third, and fourth. They're still nuts to butts, speaking of which.
They are. Nah, you're good, Michael. You're good. So, we take no offense to it, my guy. We're here just trying to call the race, entertain, have fun, and hang out with everybody. Lester joins in. I need you guys a little late, but that was supposed to say I'm here. Nuts that I need you. Alrighty. Well, you know what? It took 2 messages, but Lester, we got you. We got you, my guy. So.
Do you understand? Because I don't.
All I got out of that was that he's joined us a little late and he needed us, and I think he liked the nuts to bust comment. So that's what I'm going to take from that.
Okay. I'll go with that too. Sounds great to me. You know what doesn't sound great is Stephen Hayes in 13, 5th place after that restart.
Yeah.
Not where he started in the beginning of this race, and since he's starting in 5th now on this journey of a long green flag cycle, can he get back up there, or is it just going to be a little too much, too tall of a task for the 13?
Well, see, and my thing is he attacked early on the last run. I don't know what changes he might have made on pit road, because I imagine some of these drivers, or if not all of them, probably made some type of adjustment on pit road during that last boomer button box caution. But he attacked early at the start of the race, and his long run is where he started falling off. So if he doesn't start attacking early, I don't know what to expect with his long run, depending on the adjustments he's made. But right now, he's under a lot of pressure from the 14 of Clayton White as it sits right now. So the bad thing is he lost a lot of spots because, as we talked about in the pre-race show presented by Martin Sports, was if you get past, you have to get back down to that low line as soon as possible, or you will get freight trained. And that's exactly what happened. He got freight trained by McCoy, Mantle, and McGill. And those 3 trucks right now are all within spitting distance of each other, trying to duke it out for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, respectively, as they run right now.
Ooh, Mantle looked like he was a little loose. Little shallow corner exit there. He's going to give up almost an entire truck length on the 22. Austin not able to close in, knows he could not get the power down with his 99 on turn 4, but he drives in deep into 1. Almost tags the bumper. Corner exit here. He's going to stay within that bumper distance. As we're going to rotate there. He's going to drive it in, sticks it. Team Much call it, trying to advance to the spot here. Bobby Mantle gives him ample amount of room. Going to drive exit, though. It's going to work for him. Almost. Nope, not quite. He's going to have to stick it through one, and then there goes 99 is going to say, see you later. At least try to.
No, he's fighting back.
It's eating up them tires. I don't know. When it gets loose, I think he might have touched the wall even.
I don't think he did, but it was really, really close as he was trying to push it there on corner exit. But these two here, and the thing is, at this point in time, I mean, it's Bobby Mantle is just chewing his tires up. There's the move up, but then the crossover by Mantle. Mantle now on the inside, but doesn't have the nose. 99 and McGill is able to close the door and rotate through the corner. So mark the 99 of Austin McGill up to P3 as he now tries to chase down JJ McCoy right there in front of him.
He's trying, and that took a little bit out of those two, but they still did not lose any ground on the 22, as they're 2 seconds now behind the race leader, Chad McGinley. Quick shout out to one of our partners that does not have a commercial on our rotating side of things, Dusty Pete's Fish Hobby Store. I feel like you knew what I was getting at there.
I'm not gonna lie, my thumb was over the button. I was just waiting to hear the sound of the D.
Family show, Dustin.
The actual sound of the consonant D isn't duh. Not that kind of D, Jeremy. Jeez.
That's right. Get my head out of the gutter. Jeez.
Well, speaking of that, if collecting is your game for anything nerdy, then Dusty Pete's it happened to be the name of choice to add to your collection. So if you're interested in the Lorcana Disney cards, or the Pokemon cards, or Digimon, or Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic the Gathering, or sports cards, baseball, football, basketball, they have cards of all kinds ready for you. They have action figures, 1,000+ comic books, I believe, which is a crazy amount to have on hand. NASCAR stuff, because they support the iRacing platform and the drivers in it. So if you're looking to kind of add to your collection, like I said, head yourself over to DustyPete's.com. And whatever you do end up purchasing from Dusty Pete's, which I expect somebody to do so right now, promotion code SUPERNERD is going to save you 15% off your purchase of $20 or more when you shop from their website.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff over there, and Dustin Sorber is proudly one of the Nerditudes nerds, and I tell you what, man, that guy goes to Comic-Cons and everything else. If you get a chance to talk to him or anything else, huge Green Ranger fan. Definitely, he definitely felt the passing of the Green Ranger quite a bit there. Got a chance to meet him a number of times and talk with him and get his autograph. So he is definitely a nerd through and through. So if you have any questions about any type of memorabilia, collectibles, anything like that, he's definitely your nerd to talk to.
Yeah, 100% there. Back to the chats. Adam Thompson, he's up for the first time, just saying, tell Hayes he's slow. I'm from one of his teammates, so Stephen Hayes, you're slow. That's basically what I'm here to tell you. So if you watch this back on lap 87, which, by the way, exactly the halfway point in this race is official. We're halfway in, halfway to go for 175 laps. So Stephen Hayes is... we got a caution presented by Boomer Button Boxes for the second time. Halfway caution thrown. Not intentional, of course, but this might involve the 64 of Danny White.
And it does. This one here, he gets loose again coming out of the corner. And it just loses traction on it. Off and around she goes. Locks it down. But because he come to almost a complete stop and was above that line, iRacing Stewards threw that yellow flag. So 64 Danny White still having some struggles.
This is Richmond all over again. He had an itch on his wrist. He had an itch and just got loose on turn 4 to bring out the caution fabricated. I'm just kidding. Completely kidding. And then Michael Hayes, your comment, that last one on the chat, I just can't help to not think Stacy's mom's got it going on in my head now. Thank you.
Stacy's mom has got it going on. No, I'm not going to quit my day job.
YouTube.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right, Adam, you know what? You sat here and keyed up. I want to know, when are you going to sit here and get back to racing there, my guy?
Yeah.
So, you sat here and you're real quick to have us shout out Stephen Hayes and say, hey, you're slow, but if my stats are accurate, he's still faster than you are because he's out on the track, man. So you got to come and knock him off of that throne. Make sure that he's down there on that bottom side.
Adam Thompson's going 0 miles an hour while texting that message there on YouTube. Oh, good race off the pit.
That was a really good. Yes.
He gained 2 spots on that pit stop. So there's your speed of the night right there.
There you go, 13. Adam. What do you got now?
Great pit stop.
That was a good one. No, Adam, you're a cool guy, my man. So it's all good fun here. But no, we miss you out on the track, man. Love to see you get back out there. Love to call some more races with you in there, just like we enjoy calling all the races with all this. But Jeremy, man, what is this going to do for pit stops now? I mean, we just passed the halfway point. Had like 87 and a half laps, because that would have been the halfway point. We know that it's at least going to be one more pit stop. fuel window's about 75. If you save, you can go 78 safely if you save, but 75 is that safe cut. Not going to make it on fuel, so do you try to short pit it and then just be out there for the long haul hoping it's going to stay green? What's your take on this one?
Well, if we go green flag the rest of the way, they said the pit window for the fuel is 75 laps. We're going to be restarting this thing with 85 to go, 84 to go, I think. Maybe even 83. You could, in theory, try to save that amount and make it one way, but you're going to go really slow. If you expect this thing to go green the rest of the way, you pit halfway into this run. So maybe lap 140, 130, somewhere in there you decide to shortcut halfway and make it happen. And then you got the guys that are 9th or 10th, 11th. They're like, I need to run this thing dry and then make my pit stop just in case there's a caution. I can take advantage of that track position. So this pit stop, you're going to see differing strategies from 40 to go all the way up to running out and maybe someone running the distance. That to me is going to be the interesting part of this run.
Yeah, it's going to be a stretch. So 85 to go, and about the longest run was about 78, so that's going to be tough. Michael Hayes saying, ouch, Adam, you just going to take that? I think he is, just because he enjoys it. So some of us are a glutton for punishment, Mike, just saying.
Hey, no one's heard of him since that last message, so. Here we go. Pace truck down. 65 McGinley, just like he's done the past 2 start attempts. Clears the field entering turn 1. McGill's going to clear Hayes, at least momentarily. Can Hayes rotate? He can. A little squirrely on exit. Nice little drone flying action here on the back straightaway. Austin's going to have a great entrance into turn number 1. McCoy, we've seen this before. He's going to drive it in. Oh, what? He's going to... There's no way he gets to the outside of McGill. No. Okay. Oh, we got loose. He was trying it. What a great speed he carried, but did not able to carry that correctly. He's going to try it once more.
Yeah, that was the same move that he used to get around Stephen Knight earlier in the race. And if it wouldn't have been on fresh tires, Jeremy, if these tires would have been about 5 laps into a run, I think J.J. McCoy sticks that move that he just attempted on Austin McGill. But because they were on fresh tires, it just wasn't going to happen. Oh, speaking of Stephen Knight, he got loose. Able to save it, though, but he's going to lose a lot of spots. Big check up there. Slade has to go 3 wide as we go down the front stretch here. LeBlanc in the center. Slade down low. They cycle back out to 2 wide, but wow, that was a close one.
What's going on over here mid-pack? I know we're on some freshies, but man, oh man, it's getting quite the dicey back here. Danny White going to look underneath the 79, try to make a pass effort. Let's see if he can make that happen. Slade has been running on edge all race.
Oh, there he speaking of that.
Third caution presented by Boomer Button Boxes. And there you go. Now you can make it the rest of the way on a single tank of fuel. And, well, did I call that, Dustin, by saying he was on edge the moment he spun?
Oh, man, I don't know. If that was, your timing was, like, impeccable. That or he was just listening to the broadcast and heard you say that and said, all right, well, I'm going to sit here and prove him right. But yeah, he was just going through the corner there again. Tires still trying to get up to temp. No contact, no nothing. I mean, he just started getting loose. There was contact there, but that was after he'd already started getting loose. Bobby Mantle tried to slow up. You've seen LeBlanc get into Bobby Mantle there as they sit here and slide. And this all started from the 79 getting loose about a half a lap earlier than that. And then it checked everybody up and we had that 3 wide situation. So that probably didn't help matters none either.
That's the second caution out of the 3 for the number 12, Joshua Slade, getting loose again. He loves running the truck on edge. And at Milwaukee, it can bite you a little bit more than some other places. You're seeing it right now. All 3 wrecks or cautions have been self-spins. But Dustin, we're going to take a picture-in-picture break here before the green flag flies. We will be right back. full screen here. Going to be restarting this race on exactly lap 100. So 76 laps to go when they see the green flag fly. Adam Thompson, we definitely called you out.
Oh,
Can
most
confirm.
definitely. Most definitely.
And yeah, almost definitely. Depends on how you look at it, I suppose. There's different outtakes on that, but we're gonna have a shootout here. Of one fuel run left unless the 12 gets loose again and cause another caution. We'll find out.
Jeremy here with the call outs. Now he's calling out Slade. Look at you go.
Calling them out one by one, sir. You got to do a trifecta, man. The best things come in threes, and we're one away from the 12 on that. But here we go. Green flag. 65 going to control the race, of course. He's going to bring J.J. McCoy this time, P2. McGill trying to get down there on the bottom. Door was closed a little bit, so he's going to stick to the top side. He's going to be able to clear Stephen Hayes in the 13, getting into the 3. Single file top 5. Joshua Slade has the gap under Howard. Howard's going to try to close it. He does, right to the door panel, as Joshua tried to shortcut the bottom of turn 4. Dead heat to the line there between the 78 and the 12.
Yeah, neck and neck right now. The 12 of Slade holding on tough right now. Trying to get as low as he can to maintain that grip and contact, but just cannot do it. John Howard does take over that position right now. Mark him up to P6, but Slade on the attack to the inside again. Trying to take that position back. Howard goes way up the track. He washed way up. Slade on the inside right now looking to try to clear, but they're still side by side. That run on that high side, Jeremy, is something to fight with.
Look at this cloud coverage. It almost looks like it's about to rain up here. I know rain's not on the oval side yet, but it almost looks like it wants to rain. Then you get to turn 2, and it looks like sun's starting to peek out a little bit through the cloud, but this track has gone through cloudy to sunny to cloudy to sunny, now back to cloudy. 102 laps in. 85 really up the track. Justin LeBlanc goes single file once more with his teammate, nose to tail. That is for 8th and 9th place respectively. Everybody single filed out, Dustin, here as we're on now lap 103.
Absolutely, and you said rain on oval side yet. In my opinion, they can keep rain away from the oval, leave it on the roadside. But, you know, that's just me, though.
Give us at least Martinsville, just for a trial.
No,
Don't need to be all the tracks. Maybe New Hampshire, but like give us Martinsville.
No,
if
because
we're for a
you know
fun one.
iRacing, because if they do that, then they're going to overuse the crap out of the rain like they did when it was released on the road. And, man, just leave oval racing alone. Just stop. But back to the racing.
Talking about it.
Right?
Put it here.
Oh, Danny White on the inside of Howard. He washes up the track, makes slight contact. Howard goes up. They're still side by side coming off the corner, though. Now Howard lurches forward, takes and retains that 7th position. But Jeremy, right now, drivers on fresh tires, man. Everybody is racing hard. Nobody has anything for that 65, though, as he is out to a 1.1 second lead over his teammate, J.J. McCoy, who right now is in a tight battle with the 99 of Austin McGill. McGill going to the outside here. Couldn't get to the inside of McCoy, so he's going to try the outside. Not going to get that run, though. Going to have to fall back in place. But, Jeremy, this is the battle right now heating up.
For 2nd and 3rd place, everybody else nose to tail looking behind them, trying to see what this outcome might be. McCoy feeling the pressure. McGill to the inside, a little loose from the 22. Gonna look to the inside, drives it in deep to make sure he has possession of the corner. What I mean by that, he has to have at least a fender to have true possession of it. As he gets the door to door on the outside. 22 gonna cross the line first this time around. But I think as they get to turn 3 next time, it's gonna be a little different here. 22, 99. 99's with the preferred groove. Going to get the exit launch he needed. Oh, 22 slowed up a lot. I don't know if he hit the wall there, but either way, McGill clears it now for P2.
Yeah, 22 not done yet, though. He closes right in. A little bit of a bumper tag there. But I think that actually slowed down the 22 of McCoy a little bit more than what he would have liked. So McCoy back to P3, but he's got a little bit of breathing room going out back. But Jeremy, here we go. Stephen Hayes starting to make his way further forward right now. and he's got Bobby Mantle right on his tailgate. So, again, I mean, these positions are starting to heat up, and this is when we started seeing Stephen Hayes really start to come in. So, that was one thing that I'm worried about is his long run. So, with that being said, he's got to make every pass attempt effort that he possibly can early on to maximize how his truck is set up right now. And right now, Jeremy, he's doing it. Sitting P4 right now, about to start putting some battle into the 22 of McCoy.
Yeah, no, absolutely here. And I encourage it. I want to see some action. I want to see some passing. I want to see this last stint be the best one here tonight. 12, Joshua Slade continuing to struggle to turn 3. Running this truck on the edge, 110 laps in, 65 laps to go, or 66 rather. And a little slidey action through 1 and 2 still. Now to keep our eye out on this guy, he is just, he's still loose, he's hanging on. John Howard, make sure you have that foot hovering over the brake pedal. Don't want to run to the back of him here like Bobby Mantle did. Oh, he's going to drive it in deep, trying to wipe him out. This is close. He's going to take the air off the spoiler a little bit. Here comes LeBlanc, making this a 3-truck race. Contact.
Oh, door to door, banging door panels as they go in. So John Howard going to be the losing driver on that one as he was going into the last set of corners, trying to make a pass attempt on the 12 and ends up losing a position to the 85 of LeBlanc. So remember, LeBlanc was close to going a lap down prior to that caution coming out. So he's bouncing back right now. Move him up to P7 as he's trying to chase down the 12 of Joshua Slade, who's still battling a very loose race truck right now. But look at this distance. So McCoy has separated himself a little bit from the 13, but Hayes is still there. So is Mantle. Austin McGill now sitting 1 state over, trying to chase down Chad McGinley, who's 2 states over.
Yeah, that's quick too. Going to be on 2nd and a half. 65 over the 99. Another second between the 99 and the 22 as he's starting to just fall back further and further behind the 99 of McGill. But everyone else behind them, they'll still, for the most part, within grasp of one another. So pretty good racing action right now. The 12 has really kind of backed up this group of trucks. Kind of launched himself a little bit ahead, but still overall a little hesitation there from the 12. Those tires need a little more time to get some wear into it to grip. Oh, wait, where'd he go?
Well, Oh, maybe. Kind of. I don't. Oh,
this is the longest blink.
Oh,
there he is.
No, he's gone.
Nope.
Maybe. It's a guessing game at this point in time. Oh, there he is. That is probably by far the scariest thing as a sim racer to have, is somebody blink out in front of you because you have no idea where they're going to come back in. Jeremy, I know you and I have caught a lot of races, and we've seen people blink back in, and it has caused some major stack up in wrecks when they come back in. So it's a very scary moment when that happens, but you can see the 12 still super loose. AE Racing on the YouTube side says, let's go whatchamacallit. Talking about Team Whatchamacallit, which right now they are sitting in P2 is the highest driver for Team Whatchamacallit. The next closest, I do believe, is going to be Clayton White. Back in 10th, still holding a top 10 position. No, John Howard. John Howard is also. So John Howard in 8th and Clayton White in 10th. So sorry, did not mean to forget about John Howard. They're still trying to get used to a lot of the team shuffling that took place about mid-season. So, but so far, I mean, the racing's been really good, Jeremy. Right around, so this battle for 3rd, which is heating up between these 3 trucks, McCoy, Hayes, and Mantle, and then that battle for 6th, heating up between Slade and LeBlanc, those 2 trying to duke it out for what's going on. And then you got a battle back here for the 9th position, which is held currently by Steve Knight, Clayton White, trying to attack and trying to take that position away. So a couple good battles going on, Jeremy.
I think I missed the mark at the halfway mark. We had a caution break. I said I was going to do a halfway one, and let's recap it. Nerd TV Top 14 recap. Not too late, as we're 117 laps in. Here's the guy who has been untouched by either the wall or another driver or on times or anything in his own state, like you said. He's doing great. Even by 2 states, I think is what you said early on.
2 states.
Yeah, 2 states. McGinley just setting the standard here at Milwaukee so far in the 118 laps raced at the moment. So that's your strong pick for the night. Here's your second strongest pick. Had the fastest truck at Watkins Glen last week. Has the second fastest truck here at Milwaukee. The flat track, you can kind of compare notes a little bit compared to Watkins Glen. So it's not a total surprise to see the 99 running P2 at the moment. So great couple of weeks from this truck from Team Whatchamacallit. Third place, JJ McCoy, Grim Reaper. You got 1 in first, 1 in third. This truck has been the only truck to run the third groove to pass another truck. So shout out to the 22 for being very versatile on this very flat surface at Milwaukee. Fourth place, Stephen Hayes, 13. Started strong. See him in the top 3. Kind of fell back a little bit. And once he lost it, he has not been able to get it. Though he's really close right now to JJ McCoy to re-secure third place. He's got 55 laps to get that done. Fourth place, 89, Bobby Mantle. He's only down 1 spot from his starting position, floating inside the top 5 literally the entire race. So McCoy's a little loose to the inside. I think he's going to be okay though. So then we're going to rotate to 6th place, Joshua Slade. This guy has been action-packed all night, hanging on to that loose truck. 2 cautions caused by the 12. And it looks like he's finally stabilized a little bit here. Don't want to jinx it. But it looks like he's pretty good at the moment right now. Which he had a really bad qualifying effort. And it's been kind of floating around just outside the top 5. Heading over to the next truck. 85 in 7th place, Justin LeBlanc. He's up 5 positions. The strongest mover in the race. So shout out to him for keeping it strong inside the top 10 here. Kind of hit a wall, advancing his position. Going up to 8th, John Howard. He's up
Clayton
2
White.
spots from... Is it Clayton White?
Yeah.
Oh, he must have just made that pass.
He just made that pass. He sure did.
Okay, good correction. Well, this guy is up 1 spot now from 9th to 8th. Passes the guy I was just wanting to talk about there. Looking at a very clean, stable run off corner exit. Just doesn't have the speed compared to his teammate in the 99, but nonetheless, still good performance overall. Now John Howard in 9th place, up 1 spot. Just kind of same deal. Very clean, solid performance here from the 78. Not getting too much TV time, but sometimes that's a good problem. 10th place, Stephen Knight in the 79. This guy down 7 spots, been loose. We've seen him driving through the grass, kind of hanging on. Definitely not driving like the 65. Or the 22. Just not having a good night here in Milwaukee compared to the Stephen Knight standards here. 11th place, Danny White. He's still finding the go pedal. Not sure exactly how much pressure he's finding it, but he's getting a little quicker on the times overall. Getting a little more on edge with the looseness of that 64. Going over to the 12th place truck, Abram Ghostin. Up 2 spots from being dead last in the field, not qualifying. Just he's hanging out. He won a lap down at one point. He got the wave around because of the 3 cautions, and he's just kind of hanging out 16 seconds back. And the final 2 trucks, 1 left. So Bertie Mariko, he's done. He's last place. But Ron Harrington in the 57, 2 laps down, last truck on the field on the grid, and he needs cautions to get himself back up to the front. That's your Nerd TV Top 14 recap. Dustin, we're on lap 127 here, side by side between the 14 and the 85.
Yeah, side by side, this battle here has been heating up. I tell you what, the 14 of Clayton White has been on the move since the drop of the green flag on this most recent restart. Mark him up to P7 as he sets his sights now on the 12 of Joshua Slade. Couple things, Jeremy, during that top 14 recap we did. One thing to make mention is, now I got a tickle in my throat, go figure. The 99 is trying to make the playoff cut. So that's why last weekend was such a heartbreaker for him, because that would have been monumental for him. So he's doing everything he can to try to get the best finish possible. Secondly, 13 of Stephen Hayes. I love the monster truck, man, but you got to bring the Whataburger truck back at some point in time, at least for a couple races. Best thing memory I ever have when we first started broadcasting for the Global Racing Truck Series was this man flipping the Whataburger truck at Bristol and then still going out there and finishing top 5. So, got to bring the Whataburger truck back. That's all I'm saying.
And it's still my favorite fast food burger ever.
Oh,
it was a shame.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, they got rid of it. I think it was more like 15 years ago. They got rid of it 30 minutes south of me. And then now I have to drive 6 hours to Tallahassee to find one. Not happy about that still. But when I travel, I make sure to hit up one of those because I just love that burger. And plus the paint job. So yeah, I agree with Dustin. Bring back the Whataburger truck. 100% agree. And it matches the spoiler color too. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely. So we got 2 battles heating up right now. Got the battle for third between McCoy and Mantle, and Hayes is peeking his nose in there in the picture as well. That's for 4th, 5th, and 6th, respectively. And then we have this battle right here.
Who's that way up in the wall?
Looked like Ron Harrington. I think he was getting out of the way. This battle right here between Slade and Clayton White. Slade a little loose. I don't know if it was a little bit of bumper rub or not, but these two have been neck and neck for about the last 5 laps, Jeremy.
Bumper to bumper, nuts to butts, whatever reference you have to throw at it. Here you go. Just looking to try to make the pass. Oh, the 12 checks up the corner. The 14 drives it in deep. Almost makes some type of contact. Good thing the 14 was... Woo! Oh, the 12 now getting loose. I don't know if that's aero loose or the 12 just being the 12, but either way, this is going to get fun here for the next few.
Yeah, and right now it looks like the 14 of Clayton White is got a much more stable truck than the 12 of Joshua Slade. But I'm with you, Jeremy. That could be a little bit of an aero looseness there with as close as what they are running. I do know that it was stated in the chat. I do believe, I'm trying to go back and look, that how much aero plays a factor in this 1 mile flat track. And you're seeing it right there. You get so close, it just packs the air up underneath, the rear spoiler there, and literally with air lifts that rear end up enough to where the tires lose contact with the surface, and the truck starts getting loose. As you see the battle right here. Wow, man, crossover move attempted there. He's going to try to put the nose back on the inside. Oh, look at him work that wheel, though. Oh, no. He goes again. Just misses the barrels, though. You seen him working that wheel hardcore there off of turn 4. Tough break, though. That was some good, hard battling there between the 14 of White and the 12 of Slade.
Right back to check mark that box. The 12 has done it. 3 cautions for the 12.
Look at him work this wheel, Jeremy. Left, right, left, right, left, right. It's gone. Lock it up. Look at how close he was to those barrels, Jeremy. You couldn't get any closer than where he was on that one. That was so close.
Is just trying it here, and and look right there. That's kind of the pivotal point. He went from asphalt to concrete as we're looking at nitrous bottles and tubings and driving through roofs with our drone camera, because science doesn't matter with this drone camera. But boop in the snoot once more. First time was off of turn 2, the third time off of turn 4, and that's it. The 12 of Joshua Slade parks it. He said he's done it 3 times. He's done it enough. Dustin, we're back on pit road here. We're going to watch him go down pit road in picture-in-picture mode. So we're going to take our last commercial. We'll be right back. Back to full screen, half a lap left before we go back to green flag, resuming this race on lap 138. Will there be a fifth caution, or are we done? We'll have to find out here. That's going to be the next question. It's going to be a short run now, not a long run. Might see a little more aggression on the entrance of the turn one, and the next 5 or 10 laps, you're probably going to see a little more movement throughout the field, minus where the 65 lives, because that's where he's been all night. Here we go, pace truck down. Green flag is in the air one more time at least. Good launch by the 65, of course. JJ McCoy, just a picture-perfect thing from last restart. But the 99, not giving it up so easy. Comes off a turn 2. He might have him cleared.
Yeah, he's got a hellacious run coming off turn 2, and he does clear him. What a power move on that one there. Shuts the door just enough to secure that position there. And now he's going to try to set sail, Jeremy. But that's what was needed. Get down to that inside line as fast as possible. That's what you need. And right now, I mean, look at this. You talked about aggression. I mean, time's ticking. We're right now, 139 out of 175. So as it sits right now, got 37 laps left. And these drivers know that time is running out. This is only a mile track. That 37 laps is going to tick by faster than what these drivers realize, especially when they start getting in the zone. But Jeremy, Austin McGill, P2. And now, for the first time, Clayton White up in the top 5 as he's trying to give chase to the 22 and McCoy.
13 trying to get the top 5 back at the same token to the top side, trying to stick it. He's at the door panel. He's got good launch. Looks like the 85 LeBlanc really loose, falls back a ton of positions there. Gets the turn 3, though, 13, 14. Ooh, Mantle's going to drive it in deep right behind the 13 here for a 3-truck battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Mantle backs it down. 14's going to lead that lap over the 13.
Yeah, not by much, though. These guys still neck and neck. And who this is hurting right now is going to be Stephen Hayes on that outside line. He is chewing his tires up and heating them up more than what the 14 is running that inside preferred groove. And the one that it's really hurting, not tire-wise, is Bobby Mantle, because he is fast, but he literally has no place to go unless he wants to really risk it for the biscuit and push it 3 wide, which I don't see that happening. And there you go. Clayton White finally completes the pass on the 13 of Stephen Hayes.
Almost not done yet. 14 leaves the door open. Mantle, though, sees that the 13 is struggling just a little bit. He gets his nose there, and he's going to keep it down the back straightaway at his door panel into 3. Mantle's going to drive it in the same distance as Steven. Center 3, turn 4. You might see the 13
a little loose.
Clear. A little loose, though. You said it. It's going to reel in the 89 back to the door panel once more into 1.
Yeah, both drivers got a little loose on that one there. The 13 of Hayes trying to keep it low. The 89 of Mantle got a little loose as he let it drift to the wall. But these guys still neck and neck. Give a little bit of the position away to the 89, but the 13 trudges forward again on the entry. Jeremy, these guys are still in a drag race going out. So now Stephen Hayes is kind of conserving his tires and cooling them off, and Bobby Mantle is using his up as we have another boomer button box caution. This one here looks like it involves a 64, Danny White.
The second caution by the 64, Danny White. And it's all the 12 and the 64 tonight as far as these cautions are concerned. And, yep, he got loose off a turn 4 for the second caution this evening. And the 5th one's going to be identical. Locks it down. And it has the exact same look as Joshua Slade there. And Joshua got loose off the transition from the asphalt to the concrete. But it looks like 64 just more of a natural slide here.
Yeah, it stopped. It didn't make any contact with the wall or anything else. So good job backing it down. But yeah, like you said, second caution for the 64 tonight. As we back it down, and all this is going to do, Jeremy, is if these drivers do it, so they had 4 sets of tires, Jeremy. So if these cautions keep flying the way they do, it's just going to pin it up to where these drivers have fresh set of tires for what could be a 20-lap shootout, and it's going to put on one hell of a race.
Yeah, 100%. I think most drivers have one more tire set behind the wall.
Well, let's kind of see with our stint length here. Can't look at tire. Can't look at it. Well,
Danny.
We got 1, 2, 3. So they've had 3 pit stops. Most of them have had 3 pit stops at least.
So, and see White. He's coming down to pit road again, but he's spun out twice. So that makes way more sense. Yeah, you see the original stint length was the longest, and then they had the pit stop for the short, and then they had 2 more after that. So we could be in that situation to where, well, I guess not. I'm going to say no because I don't know. The caution came out shortly after the restart, so to take tires now might not be the best call. But then yet again, if there's no more cautions, if someone were to come down and try to shortcut, maybe that was the call. And maybe Danny White might be the hero causing the caution, but then coming out here and having the best tires compared to everybody else if he did have one more set. That could be a deal breaker for Danny White.
It could be, but I think at this point in time, you run what you brung. You know, it's you've made your bed. It's time to lay in it now. With the amount of laps that are left, these tires just got the heat and pressures built up into them before that caution came out. I think you stay out. You know, it's if you do have an extra set of sneakers down pit road, you don't even think about coming down and getting those unless there's a caution that comes out with about 15 to go. At that point in time, I'd probably come down and get new tires because the difference in the new tires compared to old is gonna be, I mean, so drastic that it's gonna be crazy. Otherwise, I think these drivers did exactly what I would have done. Stay out, run it as is.
Yep, no, good call. I would say overall 2, unless you can risk it for the biscuit. But gonna be a short stint, Dustin. We're gonna go back to green flag. It looks like lap maybe 149. That's gonna be 27 to go. No one comes down pit road that time. You can't. Pit road's closed for all the guys that are on the lead lap. So waiting for the pace lights to turn off. They do. So yeah, we're gonna have a 27 lap shootout here, and yeah, I think this might be the spiciest restart yet.
Oh, I definitely think it is. I mean, I see the 65 of McGinley jumping out like what he has been. The guy's been spot on with restarts all night. He's been up front all night. But I think it's going to get real dicey from that P2 on back. These guys are not going to give an inch, but they're going to try to take a mile just because they know they need to get to the inside. They need to do whatever they can to try to even have a chance to chase down the 65 of McGinley, if that's even possible right now. Because I tell you what, McGinley has shown he has got a rocket underneath him tonight.
Yeah, 100% here. We're going to see the green flag fly. He's going to do the same thing he's done 4 times prior. And there it is. Actually, McCoy, what timing it was.
Countdown for the win.
3-2-1 liftoff, but here's McGill trying everything he can on the second groove. Gets the launch off exit, able to put the power down, stick it there, door to door, down the back straightaway to turn 3. Can he hold it for this time? If he can hold it, he might have a chance to passing McCoy. Hugs the bottom nice and tight. Gets the corner exit. Gonna have the advantage at the line. Cannot get clear though. He's gonna have to try one more time.
Yeah, he's gonna have to try one more time. He's gonna have to stick 1 and 2 though to get that good run going off to try to clear him down the backstretch. Oh, a little bit of bobble. That's not gonna help. But oh man, with the tail slide on the wall is able to clear him. Wow, what a drive off the corner. Further back, you see the 14 of Clayton White trying the same move as his teammate McGill, but it is not working out. It's going the opposite direction as he was trying to go to the outside of Stephen Hayes. Hayes able to secure that position, being P4, and now Bobby Mantle going on the attack right now, trying to lock in that P5 as they battle right now for that 5th position.
Great battle here on your screen right now, down to turn 3. Almost cleared. He's going to get him on center. Does the 14 have anything on exit? Nope. Took a really weird line through there. And they're all single. Oh, well, Danny White here goes to the inside of LeBlanc. Trying to make a pass effort in the back of the field here. Doesn't look like he's going to have the drive into what he needs, but he gets the rotation. Cannot put the power down. Going to be back to single file here on the back straightaway once more. 23.5 laps to go here for the chewing tires. 175.
Yeah, Chad McGinley out to a comfortable lead right now, just over half a second over the 99 of McGill. McCoy way low, way shallow on that turn 4 exit. Looked like he got loose. He's going to lose a position to his teammate Bobby Mantle, and if he's not careful, could lose a position to Clayton White. So bad set of corner exit there for the driver of the 22. We're going to see if we can't try to figure out exactly what happened on that one that led to that situation.
Their TV replay. We're going to find out.
Woo!
Loose. Grim Reaper driver JJ McCoy. I think it's the second time I've seen him get loose like that off of turn 4. Loses a couple spots, get the turn 1, but yeah, that was a really good save there by JJ.
Oh yeah, because I mean that wasn't a slow loose. That was a very fast snap loose, and he was able to gain control and bring it back really quick. So good bit of driving there, and you're right. That was the second time that we at least know that JJ McCoy has gotten loose out of turn 4 like that. Clayton White pancakes the turn 4 wall. It's just that's the first one we actually caught on replay. So, but yeah, like I said, it's right now you can see these drivers are pushing it. That's the first hard pancake we've caught, which surprises me, Jeremy. With this track being so flat, that's the first heavy pancake that we've caught all night by these drivers.
Yeah, the first flapjack being served late in the going here. In this race, just outside 20 laps to go. They get that notion this time around. 20 to go. 20 miles, 20 laps. As the fog is kind of set in turn 1. It looks foggy out there. Not cloudy, but I see some fog rolling in around the outside of the facility. Turn 3 and 4, not the case. Not foggy over there, just in 1 and 2. And look at this fresh, clean air, almost this whole second over the 99 McGill.
There you can see that fog.
You kind of see it there.
Just a little hazy.
Creeping in. And a little hazy. You kind of... I know when I got the overhead camera going, I can see it over the trees, a few hundred feet outside the racing surface. But kind of see it there in the camera as well. You see the gap too. McGill trying everything he can, just not going to be enough. But still, Stephen Hayes in the 13. Look at
He's
him
coming.
Keeping it within just a few truck links from the 99.
Yeah, and he's moving since he got by Bobby Mantle, and that battle with Clayton White, and then JJ McCoy getting loose in front of him. He's setting sail right now, trying to take off. And look at that line that McGill did. So we usually see drivers take their right side tires to the high part of that inside groove, but McGill went up to the second groove on that apex there to try to diamond it off. We'll see if he does it in 3 and 4. Now he sticks the white paint down there in 3 and 4. But yeah, these drivers, they're doing everything that they can right now to try to gain every position. But I mean, look at the distance right now. We got a battle going on back there for what looks like 5th place.
Good little battle here. 14-22. This is 5th and 6th place on the track. 14 going to give it up. Has to drop back a couple truck links here to JJ. Getting to turn 3. Gets the inside run there. McCoy opens the bottom, but then he's going to close it up and get the launch on corner exit. You can see the fog a lot here on this camera angle coming off of turn 4. Kind of a little hazy off these drivers. Get to turn 1 and 2 here. Seeing a little bit of sunlight creeping through the fog. Gets really low corner exit there. Really conservative approach to make sure he doesn't get loose, because that truck is prone to getting loose. We've seen it a couple times here tonight. 15 laps to go now, Dustin.
Yeah, 15 laps to go, and now Danny White looking like he's on the attack. He's caught both Clayton White and JJ McCoy, and he's looking to try to see if he can improve his position. Currently running P7, but Jeremy, if he plays his cards right, he could potentially take away a top 5 here with these drivers racing as hard as what they are. So as long as he's patient, as long as he makes the right calls, Danny White could be looking at a potential top 5. As the rest of the field still trying to chase down McGinley. It's not faring out too well. And that race that was building up between McGill and Hayes has now separated itself quite a bit, Jeremy. There's about 6-7 car or truck lengths difference between second and third place. About 4 truck lengths difference, 5 between third and fourth place. I mean, these top 4 are they're spread out, Jeremy. This is something we have not seen.
Here comes the pass effort, too. Gonna be 13 to go at the line. 14. Gonna try to put himself.
Oh!
No. There's water barrels. Danny White. Dustin, is it Danny White's fault? Do I give him the trifecta?
No. That is not the trifecta. That was a checkup on him. That was 110% on the hard race in between the 14 and 22 on that one for sure. Danny White just locked it up and did everything he could to stay out of them because I don't know how Clayton White even kept it from going into the pit road safer barrels, but man.
Dustin, do we not have I know we don't have a graphic for that, but do we have beef? That's my question. Oh, look how close that was. I saw him get on the brakes. He turned right, get on the brakes, and did everything he could, and it ended up being just, 1 foot?
Oh, yeah, it was close. So we're going to back this up. We're going to replay this. So this was hard racing between the 14 and 22. 14 is on the inside. You see the 22 get loose. He's getting a little loose. You see the 14 drift up. And they just make solid contact right there. 22 cuts across, makes contact, saves it. 14. I don't know how close that is, Jeremy. Oh, you're about a foot. About a foot. And you see Danny White back there. I mean, he was doing everything he could to stay out of those two guys for sure. Did a good job. But yeah, that one there, I would say that one is not on Danny White. I mean, he was trying everything he could. Wow. Good heads-up driving. He locked it down, too. I mean, that's the thing with all the drivers being Slade and Danny White that have, kind of spun like this. They've done an excellent job locking it down, not to bring anybody else in.
Yeah, good job there. And I said we had beef, potentially. Because I saw Steven Knight. He let JJ by, and then he come down the track right in front of the 14, made him get on the binders a little bit. He's like, hey, I don't like you touching my teammate like that, trying to rough him up a little bit. I don't know, that could have just been coincidental at the same token. But either way, here we go. We're going to come off pit road. It should be everyone's final pit stop tonight, regardless of the situations. And all of them did take tires. 4 tires for a majority of the leaders here.
2 stayed out, LeBlanc and White.
So they're going to get... Oh, they're going to get the wave around. Well, no. LeBlanc takes the lead. Danny White takes second. No wave around. Yeah, so the first time in 166 laps, Dustin, we have a new race leader.
Yep. And like I said, I mean, that could have just been coincidental between the 14 and 79, but I mean, the racing, there wasn't any ill intent there from what I seen on the replay. I don't know. You could have seen something different, but I mean, I seen the 14 come up and I seen the 22 get loose. I mean, it was hard racing coming down to the end of the race, in my book. And they, again, what better way? Sim racers always prove that 2 forms of matter cannot occupy the same space at the exact same time.
Unless you're flying Dustin's fancy drone. That is absolutely correct.
Then the laws of physics don't apply because we're nerds, and that's how we roll.
Yeah, we won't tell you that. Full disclosure on those blueprints and on how we do that. But this is going to be fun, primarily because these guys are going to be starting side by side. So they're going to have old tires, older. They're going to be literally blocking both high side and low side. Do we see 3 wide from McCoy or from McGinley, or do we see the patience into turn 3, or do the Lone Star trucks just both wash up into turn 1 and the 65 just takes over? We don't know. This is going to get real exciting here. Restarting on lap 168, so we're gonna have an 8th lap to go restart here.
Yeah, I don't think you see McGinley push it 3 wide. I mean, it's going to look tempting on corner exit because he's going to have the fresh tires, but where it's not going to look tempting is if the 85 and 64 are side by side going into the next corner, and McGinley's on the inside. 3 wide going into the corner is not going to work. So you still got time. You got an 8-lap shootout. I see McGinley and all the fresh tires behind just waiting for the opportunities to open up. We'll see how this restart goes. 64 does not get a clean restart. The 85 does, though. So that's going to open it up. 85 of LeBlanc goes down to the inside trying to block but can't hold it. There's the old tires versus new tires. McGinley,
no.
Bobby Mantle, hard impact into the outside wall.
No caution?
No caution as it sits. Wow. The race is still going on right now between the 85 of LeBlanc and the 65. The 65 is going to easily take that over. Jeremy, we got to go back and see what happened in that crash before the end of this race here.
And this took out 2 Grim Reaper trucks, at least out of race contention. One's totaled. Almost took out McCoy. Almost had a trifecta of yellow spoilers here.
Just 3 wide. There it was.
You said it in the very beginning. 3 wide's not going to fly here. And never have I seen 2 rear tires kick up anywhere at Milwaukee before. So that's a first
took out Steve Knight and Bobby Mantle in that one. And that all started with 3 wide racing. And like you said, Jeremy, I said it's not going to work. This started right here with the 99. It looks ever so tempting as he goes to the inside of Danny White on old tires, and Stephen Hayes drifts up the track into the 64, and that's what kicks him loose. And just, I mean, everything. Looks like McCoy got a piece of it too right there as he was trying to go around. Oh, McCoy just missed Bobby Mantle cutting in front of him. Wow.
What a wild ride for Bobby. Just to ramp over the 99's front, get airborne a little bit, hit the outside wall, all at Milwaukee, of all places. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But 89's back on track, Dustin, here. So you're taking a look at Austin McGill, pushing the 3 wide. Bonk. Not going to fly there.
And look at this. Look at this pop. 2-wheeling, poof.
Little pop-up. Smack on the fender there. There goes the front bumper flying off the wall.
Jeez.
Mantle came out for one more lap, decided to come down pit road again, so he's probably going to park that truck. But,
and that jumbled everything up, Jeremy. I mean, McGinley's got the lead, but now with everything going on, Stephen Hayes sits P2, Clayton White now in P3. So there's your podium. JJ McCoy, who just missed that accident, now is in P4 trying to chase down Clayton White with 4 laps to go, 3 as they cross the line this time. So, Jeremy, the entire running order has just got shuffled up. And I think the one that really got hurt on that one there, if you're talking points-wise, is probably the 99 of McGill, because he was trying to make that cutoff. And, Jeremy, he's got a hurt truck right now, so.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. He's in 8th place. Top 5 truck, top 2 back half this entire race. And now he's in 8th because he got a little too aggressive and went 3 wide, hit the outside of the 64, caused the wreck. No caution. I have no idea still how there was not a caution. We had self-spins, easy caution, no problem. We have a 3-truck wreck in turn 2 on a restart.
Nothing.
Not one bit. But, man, we got a little bit of racing going on mid-pack, 78, 85, but we're going to the white flag one to go, sponsored by Elevated Racing Esports. As McGinley, yet another win looming for the 65. If he can do this, his 8th win of the season will be had. Half a lap to go. No pressure from the 13 or 14. Podium top 3 looking like they're going to be those 3 guys. 3 and 4 for the final time. 65, Chad McGinley, for the 8th time in 2024, will win the Chewing Tires 175 here at the Milwaukee Mile. Just dominant performance. Nobody else in store for that. And as everyone still files in here, top 3, Stephen Hayes, Clayton White. And just now on the radio here on the 99 saying, I'm sorry for the wreck, as the chat is opened. Because remember, they had the chat locked down during the race.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good on the 99 to realize that, that was him. He sat here and went into the corner. Like we said, 3 wide wasn't going to work. He was a little aggressive on it, drifted up into the 64 and caused it. But I mean, I can't say that I blame him, Jeremy. I mean, at that point in time, you're trying to move up. You're trying to make the playoffs. It's the last race of the season. I mean, you got to let it all hang out. And just unfortunately, it was just a little too much, and it didn't work out for him.
And listen to the chat there from the drivers, and Bobby Mantle's like, "How is there not a caution?" He's asking the same question.
We asked the exact same thing. How? With single car spins, we had like 5 of those cautions all day long. And then we had a 3-car wreck in turn 2, and we had nothing.
Yeah, it's really impressive, and it makes me scratch my head sometimes how the coding works for cautions versus not. I know the slower speed, but you had a guy stopped without a front bumper on the outside wall, but and of course, things happen.
Yeah, any
on
way
the
you
virtual
look,
side.
any way you look at it, he was well off pace. He had multiple trucks off pace. He was stopped on the track. He was past 90 degrees of rotation there. I mean, he was like 112 because he was facing the opposite direction. So I mean, like everything pointed towards there should have been a caution thrown by iRacing stewards, and there was not. So kind of crazy.
Well, here's your running order, or your finishing order, rather, for the Chewing Tires 175. John McGinley, Stephen Hayes, Clayton White is your podium top 3. JJ McCoy 4th. John Howard sneaks in there for 5th place. Justin LeBlanc had the strategy pay off for him. He stayed out with Danny White, and he collects 6th place. Austin McGill works his way back to 7th. Danny White 8th. Also, he was running outside the top 10, so strategy paid off for the 64 as well. Abram Ghost in 9th. Stephen Knight, having that wreck, finishes back in 10th. Bobby Mantle, the worst outcome possible for him. Top 5 all night. Deleted. Now finishes 11th, 6 laps down. Ron Harrington, first truck out of the race on this group here for a good chunk. 38 laps down in 12th. Joshua Slade, 13th, 44 laps down. And Brody Marinko parked it really early, 116 laps back in 14th. We're going full screen, commercial break. Gathering up Chad, Steve, and Clayton for your top 3 interviews. We'll be right back. And welcome back here to the post-race show. We got our top 3 gathered up, ready to go for their interviews. And first and foremost, 3rd place, Mr. Clayton White in the number 14. Congrats on the P3, man.
Thank you, sir.
Wasn't sure if you're going to be able to make it. You had moments to where you were looking, and then there's moments to where maybe top 5 at best. And then some little cautions popped up here and there, and it allowed you to drive up to P3. So kind of walk us through how you got to third.
Well, I knew I had a long run truck, so my short run wasn't that good, but the long run, it was really decent. So when we had that uh, caution, or before the Josh Slade, when he spun and went out, that caution, I kept going back in and topping off, and I knew I had fuel to go to the end because we had 76 laps left. And I knew I had enough to make it, so I was doing my best just to save my tires, save a little bit extra fuel, and then work my way up through. And then I was just praying no cautions were going to come out because I knew I could have probably had a chance to win it. And then when the cautions started happening, I knew I had to do some adjustments and make the thing a little better on the short run. So I just started throwing the kitchen sink at it and got it dialed in to run low. And then that last wreck there coming out of 2 there on that restart, how that wasn't a caution, I don't know, but I just gave Bobby a little bump because I didn't know what was going on there, and unfortunately made it through pretty much unscathed and was able to get past the other 2 on older tires.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive. 5 self spins, all on the lower half of the racing surface, and then you have a 3 wide wreck, trucks almost flipping, bumpers flying, and iRacing's like, I'm gonna turn my shoulder, just let these guys finish it out.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
crazy, right? How was the racing out there from your perspective? There was loose trucks, there was tight trucks, there was decent amount of side by side. I didn't expect as much of that, but it showed its face a little bit. So just how was the racing out there in general?
All in all, the racing was really, really good. I thought everybody raced with pretty decent respect. I mean, people were giving and taking, but still racing hard. I mean, it was definitely a fun race for sure. I mean, you had to earn the positions you were getting. So, I mean, and JJ and I there, we had a good battle going there for 5th, and then he got a little loose and got down into me, but no big thing. We were still going. I was surprised that even came out to be a caution, but other than that, it was pretty good racing with everybody.
Yeah, that contact sparked the 64 Danny White to get a little sideways right behind you, and another self spin caution.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't truly a self spin, but either way, we had that one pop up, no problem.
Yeah, it was crazy. iRacing, like you said, just said, the heck with it. I had enough. Get these guys off the track.
That's right. They sure did. But who would you like to thank before we let you go, man?
Premier Setups for giving me a really good setup this week. My wife Heidi out there watching. My dad, say hello to him. I know he's out there watching. Everybody else out there on Nerditude Land taking a watch. Hopefully we put on a pretty good show for you guys. You guys for putting on a heck of a broadcast. Can't wait to go back tomorrow and watch it and look for the quotes of the race and put those up.
There's some zingers in there. It was a good one.
Perfect. But yeah, other than that, and the team whatchamacallit, we had a pretty good run going. I thought Austin was going to have a top 2, try to get him into the championship, but he's going to miss out on that. But he'll race the rest of them, just go for wins now. So hopefully he can get a good run there. And John had a good turnout. A couple of Ron did fairly well for no track time for the week. And unfortunately, Anthony had a family event come up, so he couldn't make it. But he'll be back in a couple weeks when we come back racing.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the P3 once more. Have a good rest of your night. Playoffs in 2 weeks, so
Yes.
looking forward to that.
Yes, and congratulations to Chad and Steven on his top 2.
Absolutely. We'll pass that along there for sure. Go and have a good rest of your night. We'll see you
Thank you, sir.
in 2 weeks. Yes, sir.
Yep. Bye.
Clayton White, the 14 there, P3, giving his take on tonight's race. Now, second place, Stephen Hayes.
Oh, Mike's going to be happy.
I wish it was a Whataburger machine. What's up, Steven? Congratulations on P2.
Thank you, man. It feels weird being back up here again after so long.
It's been a long while. You've had such a chaotic season, and I haven't talked to you much about it.
Yeah,
Between
no.
flipping over at Bristol and finishing the race, and all the stuff in between. Like, how did you find P2? You had it there at the beginning, very strong effort. But once you lost the top 3, it seemed like you struggled to find it. So how'd you work your way back to second place?
So I kind of worked it off stints. That first stint was just to match Chad, which that's a terrible idea. Do not match Chad at a track. As you could tell, I lost 10 seconds on that run, so I decided that was a bad idea. Then I think I fell back on one of the restarts to 5th, like you were saying. At that point, I was just trying to match the speed that Bobby and JJ were running because they were pretty equal with me. That kept me pretty close, but then those last couple cautions, just chaotic stuff happening, trying to find holes, and yeah, that last restart was crazy. Austin trying to send it 3 wide. Thank God I didn't die there, but made a couple adjustments that kept me close to Chad. But yeah, it was just chaotic trying to figure out what strategy I want to do.
Yeah, it just I know there's a lot of different drivers making a lot of different adjustments. You had all the cautions to kind of dial it in a little bit. When that final caution came out, what was your idea in pit road? Did you make any final adjustments to maximize your short run effort there?
I did. I did not put in all the gas I could have because I wanted quick times. So I had to jack up the left rear to kind of free it up, give it a little bit more speed. That really did help. When we had to run 2 wide and you're getting pinched down to the bottom, it frees you up and you can get off that corner a little bit quicker. But that seemed to help me out quite a bit.
Well, there you go, man. Congratulations on second place once more. Hell of a job to work your way back to where you were in the beginning of the race. And floor is yours. Final thoughts before we let you go.
Man, I'm just glad to be back here. It's been a long while. I've had a lot of stupid stuff happen, but hopefully this hot streak keeps going through the playoffs. I really just want to shout out my team Lone Star, man. They're the greatest guys. It's fun to hang out with and practice with, and just see each other do good. So that's always great. And you guys for broadcasting, I mean, fantastic job, I'll say. Just being able to come back and watch these, but that's about all I got.
Well, appreciate those words there, and I'm sure your teammates appreciate you shouting them out.
That's not all I got. When are we going to see that Whataburger truck again, my man?
Man.
Question.
I thought that was the jinx. I took it off, and I started doing worse with the monster. But now I'm doing good with the monster. I don't know.
How is the Whataburger the jinx, man? I have never seen anybody flip a truck at a racetrack like Bristol and then come back and finish top 5 passing trucks that are essentially clean. Man, I don't know. Jeremy and I, you're going to hear it in the broadcast if you rewatch it. Jeremy and I were going back and forth. We're huge Whataburger fans, so we were calling it out, saying we at least want to see it from time to time. The monster truck's beautiful, but the Whataburger truck from time to time is nice.
Hey, man, I tell you what. I'll bring it back for special occasions during these playoffs, and if it heats up with it, I'll keep it. I'll tell you that.
All right, I'll take that.
Deal. Deal, man. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to see when it does pop up. It'll be a surprise for us, and we'll have a good rest of your night too. And maybe we'll talk to you here real soon in one of these weeks here during the playoffs.
I hope so, man. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. That was Stephen Hayes in the 13 in the should-be Whataburger truck.
Hey, you know what? I'll take a surprise, man. Every once in a while, I'll take it. Done deal.
All right, perfect. Even if it's just one race.
Yeah.
If you had influence on it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. But Dustin, we've asked this guy a million questions, and we got 2 more for him. John McGinley, 8th win of the season. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I don't know what to talk about. You didn't have anybody around you all race, so your restarts were killer. I guess we can talk about the last restart. You had 2 trucks that had orange spoilers in front of you the first time you lost the lead. What was your thoughts whenever that restart happened?
Honestly, I was a little worried a tire spin in front of me just because they were on a little older tires, but they still had, I was only like 10 laps on them, so it wasn't a lot. Whole goal was to match Justin's launch and try to get by Danny as fast as possible. And once I got by Danny on the inside, I just focused on really getting to Justin and trying to get him into turn 3. Obviously, with the melee that happened right there, I don't know why caution didn't come out, but I think Justin would have had me right there. But yeah, it was just trying to get by as fast as possible and try to build a gap. That was the main concern, and be clean about it.
Yeah, 100% there. And I know you took off Watkins Glen last week. You joined us in the chats a little bit on YouTube side. So I know you did a lot of Watkins Glen racing prior to that race. So you said nope. What was your what's been outside of GRL? What kind of laps have you turned here for Road to Pro and whatnot?
What, for Milwaukee Mile or for Watkins? For Milwaukee, I was about a little bit about the same. Q pace is about 29. It was about 100 101 or so in Road to Pro. So lap time wise is pretty similar to today. Maybe a little faster today, but Road to Pro didn't go too hot. I ended up getting 3 wide lap 1 and coming out of 4 and hit the bump just a little wrong and got me a little squirrely and bounced off 2 trucks and ended up having 5 minutes of damage. So it didn't go too hot. But yeah, a good bounce back for this, I guess.
Yeah, and way to close the week out strong at Milwaukee here. But yeah, congratulations once more. It's playoff time now. Points are zapped. Back at it for that. Do anything different for the playoffs, or are you just gonna continue to ride the wave?
I just try to do the same thing, man. Just be consistent, getting, whether it's wins or in the top 5, I mean, that's really going to be the concern for my deal. But I may miss a race or 2, so it may take me away. So we'll see how that goes and if I miss any or not. Might be a little bit of drama, but hopefully we can maybe try to steal one and get some points and not have to worry too much about missing a race or 2. So we'll give them everything we got. That's for sure.
All right, dude. Any shout outs before we let you go tonight?
Appreciate you guys every week. Put on a good show watching the last week while not racing, and it was always fun to get in there and chat with you guys while not being there. So I appreciate that. Shout out to Team Conti for the setup this week. Another stellar setup. And to Grim Reaper for having a decent show till the end. It kind of got a little hairy, but it's always fun racing with the guys and having good, strong runs for the most part. And yeah, other than that, everybody that, puts on at Global puts on a good race. So just glad for that too.
All right, man. I'll appreciate you again, and have a good rest of your night. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the playoffs to start here on these Sunday evenings, and good luck to you. We'll talk to you later.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Have a
Yes,
good one.
sir. You too. That was the most winningest driver in 2024 for the Global Racing League, Dustin. Another shutout performance by that 65, and even though it wasn't eventful, we didn't have a lot of trucks, but the trucks that we did have caused some fun. We had 6 cautions. We had a truck that almost flipped. Tire wear brought tightness, looseness, all that and above. So overall, I'd say it's a successful Milwaukee Mile.
For the track being what it is, I mean, it's a tough track. It gets spread out, especially on the longer green flags. But yeah, it's I felt like there was good action all over. Even when they got spread out, there were still packs of racing action. Drivers still stayed really close. Almost seeing a truck flip at Milwaukee Mile is not something that happens very often. So seeing that take place was crazy. And then the caution not coming out and how it shuffled everything up, it definitely led to a very exciting finish on that one there. But in the end, it was a 65 team. I mean, they are the team to beat. They're on fire going into the start of the playoffs in 2 weeks. We take next week off for the holiday, but we will be back 2 weeks from today to kick off the playoffs. And I do believe, Jeremy, fact check me, I believe that's at Atlanta, I think, is the track we are hitting. Hotlanta.
I have the schedule right in front of me, and you are absolutely correct. September 8th, it's Atlanta. And just to run that down, it goes Atlanta, Rockingham, Bristol, Kansas. That's your first stint. And then they go to the Talladega, Las Vegas, Iowa, Homestead, Martinsville, and then Phoenix closes it out. So
that first stint's going to be that's gonna be a make or break there. There's some tough tracks in there. Rockingham, Bristol. I mean, there's some toughies in there. You get the plate aspect of it in there with the Atlanta. These are going to be some solid stints, Jeremy. I mean, even the tracks. I mean, you got a wide array of different tracks and driving techniques and disciplines required for that. So it's definitely going to push these playoff drivers to the brink.
100%. And actually, Talladega is a part of stint 1, so it ends with Talladega and then starts with Vegas for the second round. But that's it. That's your playoff route to get it done here at GRL. Dustin, we're going to close this thing out. Scott Martin's going to take it from here. But you guys have a good rest of your evening. Stay safe. Get your nerd on. Tune in Tuesday for the RSR Next Generation Cup Series. We'll see you then.
This presentation is brought to you in part by
Martin Sports. Get the apparel, look stylish, Be badass with apparel from Martin Sports. martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag. Must-have flag marshaling system for any aspiring sim racer. Get yours today at iracingiflag.com. Boomer button boxes. Total sim control at your fingertips. boomerbuttonboxes.com. If you race hard, then you need to rock hard.
And no station gets you harder than
iRock935.com. If you're a collector and that's your game, then Dusty Pete's, that's the name. DustyPete's.com.
Back when nothing truly mattered.